Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. Today, we are going to discuss the topic question tags. Question tag or a tag question is a question added at the end of a sentence. So, what is question tag? It is a question added at the end of a sentence. Speakers use it to make sure their information is correct. There are some rules in question tags. Let's know about that. Children, a positive statement always take a negative question tag and a negative statement always take a positive question tag. How do we know whether the statement is positive or negative? If it is negative statement, we can see not, N-O-T, not. So, if the statement is positive, then the tag must be negative. If the statement is negative, then the tag must be positive. Next thing, auxiliary verbs are taken as question tag. Already you had studied auxiliary verbs. Which are the auxiliary verbs, children? Auxiliary verbs are is, am, are, was, were, have, has, had, do, does, did, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, need, dare, ought to, used to. So, which are the auxiliary verbs, children? Is, am, are, was, were, have, has, had, do, does, did, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, need, dare, ought to, used to. Back to question tags again. So, the rules we have to follow in question tags are: a positive statement always take a negative question tag and the negative statement always take a positive question tag. Then, in question tag, auxiliary verbs in the statement are taken as question tags. Look at the example given here. You are a student. Here, this is a positive statement. So, if it is positive statement means then tag must be negative. And I have told you, children, auxiliary verbs are taken as question tag. Here, you are a student. Which is the auxiliary verb here? Are. So, write there are. Then, it is positive statement, so tag must be negative. So, are plus not, that is aren't. Then, write the subject of that sentence, that is you. So, write you. Aren't you? Then put a question mark. Look at the next sentence. Mary isn't a teacher. Is it positive sentence or negative sentence? Yes, there is not. Is plus not. So, if there is not, then it is a negative sentence. So, the sentence is negative, then the tag must be positive. And which is the auxiliary verb here? Is. Then write is. Then here the subject is Mary. So, don't write Mary. Instead, we should write the pronoun. So, Mary is a female. So, we should write there the pronoun she. So, is she. So, children, positive statement always take negative tag and negative statement always take positive tag. And auxiliary verbs are taken as question tag. Now, look at these examples. You speak English. He speaks English. They went to the hospital. We have to write question tags here. I told you, children, auxiliary verbs are taken as question tag. Are there auxiliary verbs in these sentences? No. So, what will we do in such cases? Let's see, children. In such cases, we should take the form of do, does and did. Do, does and did. If the subject is plural, that is I, you, we, they, plural noun. Plural noun means children, students, teachers. All these are plural noun. So if the subject is I or you or we or they or plural noun, take the form of do. Is it clear, children? And in easy way we can find, if the verb is in first form, that is V1, use do. If the verb, along with the verb, if there is S or ES, that is V1 plus S or ES, take the form of does. And if the verb is in past tense, then take the form of did. Is it clear, children? It is very easy to find out. So if there is no auxiliary verb in the sentence, take the form of do, does and did. If the subject is plural, otherwise the verb is in first form, use do. And if the subject is singular, that is he or she or it or singular noun, otherwise along with the verb, if there is S or ES, no doubt, children, use does. And if the verb is in second form, that is past tense, use did. Is it clear, children? Now let's go through the examples. Look at the first sentence. You speak English. Here the subject is you and it is considered as plural. And speak is in V1 form. So there is no doubt, children, use the auxiliary verb do. And the statement is here positive, so the tag must be negative. So don't, that is do plus not, don't. Then again we should write the subject, that is don't you. Then put a question mark. The next one, he speaks English. Here along with the verb speak, there is yes. So V1 plus S or ES, then no doubt, children, use does. Use the auxiliary verb does. Okay, and the subject is here singular. We know that does is always used with a singular subject and do is always used with a plural subject. And the easy way to find out, along with the verb, if there is S or ES, then no doubt use does. So he speaks English. Here the verb is speak. And along with the speak there is yes. So take the auxiliary verb does. And the statement is positive, so the tag must be negative. So doesn't, does plus not, that is doesn't. Then take the subject he. Doesn't he. The next one, they went to the hospital. Here went, that is the past tense of go. So the verb is in V2 form. There is no confusion. Use the auxiliary verb did. So didn't they. Is it clear, children? So if there is no auxiliary verb in the sentence, then take the form of do, does and did. If the subject is plural, otherwise if it is V1, take the form of do. If it is V1 plus S or ES, then write does. And if it is V2, then write did. How can we use tags in imperative sentences? Let's know about that, children. If it is suggestion, that is let's go, let us move, then there is no confusion. Use the tag shall we. If it is suggestion like let's go or let us move, use the tag shall we. Okay, children. If it is simple request like come with me, please get me some water, in that particular cases, use the tag will you. For request, use the tag will you. And in urgent request, that is send the mail, call the police, catch the bus, pass the message, like urgent request, use the tag want you. Okay, simple request, in simple request use the tag will you, and for urgent request use the tag want you. And in impatient remarks, that is keep quiet, listen to me, be attentive, in that cases use the tag can't you. Okay, for impatient remarks use the tag can't you. Once again, For suggestions like let's go, let us move, let's talk, use the tag shall be. For simple request, will you? Urgent request, want you. Impatient remarks, that is also very urgency, can't you. Let's go through some more examples. They were eating in a hurry. What is the auxiliary verb here? Were. And the statement is here positive. So the tag must be negative. So weren't they? She is fond of dancing. Isn't she? They practice singing every day. Is there any auxiliary verb? No. So take the form of do, does and did. And here practice, that is V1. So we can use do. Don't they? He respects him very much. Is there any auxiliary verb? No. And look at the verb here, respect plus yes. That is verb plus s or es. Then take does. So doesn't he? Then he can run very fast. Can't he? It was very windy yesterday. Wasn't it? She will fail in maths. Won't she? That is she will fail in maths. Positive statement. So the tag must be negative. Will plus not won't. They went to Singapore. Is there any auxiliary verb? No. So and the verb here is in past tense. Went is the past tense of go. So we should use the auxiliary verb did. Didn't they? Then they weren't driving harshly. Here it is the negative statement, weren't. So the tag must be positive. Were they? You are in fond of music. Are you? They don't play badminton every day. Do they? He can't speak loud. Can he? Niharika isn't very busy. Is she? Once again, a positive statement always take negative tag and a negative statement always take positive tag. And if there is no auxiliary verb in the statement, then take the form of do, does, did. In the case of imperative sentences, if it is suggestion, that is let's go or let us move, use the tag shall we. For simple request, will you. For urgent request, won't you. And for impatient remarks, can't you.